Hello, one person. How are you? Hello, Brett. I'll put the clips on the wrong side. I gotta fix my radio. Look at this. There it is. Hello, 14 people. I say numbers because Brett started the stream. Oh, you started doing it again? Might as well. It's a little different than what it used to be on here, so I don't know. A little less drama. Oh, I think people get competitive and they shouldn't be. Oh, shared the stream. Oh, okay. Thank you. But yeah, I think, I don't know, people are getting too competitive here. It's all about, being the biggest and all that, and it ain't what it's about. You're probably like me, use your phone and you're using talk to text, and sometimes that spell check is just terrible. Sometimes that spell check just doesn't, you know. Yeah, what I'm doing is working on my 6-scale Willys RC. Yep, this is a radio system for the soldiers. Yeah, I just put another battery in it, or recharge the existing battery. But, yeah. Boom, just like that. Yeah. A couple days ago I ran it. Ran it a couple days ago, and was running around. My doctor says I got to walk it, 30 minutes a day. So what I do is I charge this up, one of these up, and then and walk and run these. Might as well make it fun. Thank you. Oh, this ain't this isn't my only hobby. You know, this isn't my only hobby. But thank you. Hello to whoever's here. I can never say names, but this is my drag slash. But no, this ain't my only. This is just something to do in between times. Normally, I have a Polaris Ranger sitting right here, and it's gone. Should be here back. Oh, Monday, Tuesday-ish. It's being completely redone, so should be back. So until then, I've been riding this around. I ride this around a little bit. But no, the RC stuff is just for something. You know, it works your mind. You know, you have to think sometimes how to, do stuff and fix stuff on them, and so keeps my mind active. So, yep. Yeah, I've actually been doing RC cars for a long time, but it isn't what my channel is really about. It's just part of what I do. It's like I do side by side rides. I do how to videos. I do product reviews and stuff like that. Like over here, this cab here is for a four-wheeler, or like it's up for a Polaris Sportsman 500 that's going on, but it just sits here right now. Then, but yeah, so this is this is part of what I do. I do bikes too. That's an expensive bike. And there's my fat bike. So it's not a toy Jeep. That really irks me when people say that. Whoever you are here, when you get the money invested in these to get them to this point, they're far from toys. So it ain't something you're gonna give to a kid. So. Oh, um, the Jeep is almost 500. The soldiers sitting in the Jeep actually cost more than the Jeep, are worth more than the Jeep. One of the soldiers alone is worth 500. So, yeah. So, but yep. No, this is just I do this in between times for stuff to do. I like to tinker, so it's like this truck here. I built this one out. Basically, the only thing that's original is the frame rails, but you see it's got aluminum axles in it and everything. Stainless steel drive shafts. It's got a light kit. It's got headlights, overhead lights. Everything's done to it. It's as close as you can get to at an RC. It's a 41 Willys. So yeah, in a way, it is a real replica. There's a motor bay. But yeah, technically, it's as close as you can get to this is a 41 Willys MB, right down to the shovel. The top does go up. It has a jerry can, spare tires. So it's as close as you can get to a replica, right down to the, let's see here. You can see the gauges in the dash, the little gauges, and the shift levers and stuff like that in it. So, yep, and even the seats are soft and padded. So, yep, it's as close as you can get to a real one. in an RC version. And everything you see on here is the exact way it should be. Right down to the buttons on the rims, because they ran two-piece rims on them. Right down to the number of the slats in the front end of it. And you can actually look in and see looks like a radiator in there. So the only thing that's not scale is the suspension. It's supposed to be a leaf spring truck, and it has 4-link. Yeah, it's a Kaiser. They ran a Kaiser 4-cylinder right there with what the motor would be like. Yep, ran a Kaiser 4-cylinder in them. They do maybe 40, 45, and that's about it. So, yep. Hello, Bobs. How are you? But it's as close as you're going to get in an RC. I mean, I have scalar cars. Here's a FJ40. This has a full interior kit. This is considered a super scalar. It has an interior kit, seats and everything in it. All the lights work, the winch works, everything. So, yep. Oh, I'm doing great. Just waiting to run this again. I just got some new belted slicks for it. I'm gonna try them out. The ones that come on the truck, about, I don't know, 9 runs, 10 runs, I blew them, because this is what the ones that are on the truck look like. And these are replacements, of course, so. But yeah, so I got some belted slicks for it, so I'll try that. Then I was running this and making runs. It was doing, in 60 feet, I was hitting 45 miles an hour, and it was carrying the front end the whole time, so it was hooking up good. You can see where the wheels were rolling. Then I was running this truck in the same on the same route, and this was getting 48. So it's speed-wise in 60 feet, they're pretty close. But if you let this thing wind out, it'd spank that little one. But yeah. Yeah, then this is the radio for the Willys right here. If you're new to my channel, if you will, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Future update be awesome. Helps me out. Let's see here. I'll find the button here. See, it's got lights. It's got tail lights. Yep. And he actually has a air pump. That's an air pump right there. So it's pretty scale looking. Like I say, it's up for suspension. It's supposed to have leaf spring, but yep. On the back here, you got a jerry can. You got a spare tire. It's got a pintle hook. You can get a 37 millimeter, like a howitzer, best way to describe it, look gun, or you can get a trailer to go on the back of it as well. So, yeah, it's like $150, $160 for the gun to pull on the back of it. You put on it. The soldiers, these are dragons. Them are actual, real metal helmets. Right down, you can see his eye color. If I can get this right. Fold this windshield down a little bit. You get in there, you can see him. You get down to his eye colors. Their eye colors. Their uniforms, all the belts and buckles, everything on them, buttons. Got a canteen sitting right there. There's a canteen. Yeah, it's pretty close. This here is my Traxxas drag slash as well. It's my drag slash. Oh yeah, there's a lot of detail for this for the money. And actually, I got a little brother to it sitting right there. There's a 10 scale version. I just changed some things out on it. But that's a JJRC truck there. That's a 10 scale version. This is a 6 scale. So these soldiers are 12 inches in height. So, yep, there's all kinds of stuff in there. There's set between them. It's hard to see. There's two carbine rifles sitting in there. There's a canteen in there and stuff like that. You can see the levers. You can get a gear shift. You got your four-wheel drive in and out and your high and low range levers there. And the dash is all got your gauges in it. It's got the little gauges, speedometer and stuff. All the buttons are right there, your buttons. And it's pretty scale looking with these guys here because the cowl, if you notice the cowl is at knee height, that's the way it should be. They had to put these in crates and drop them on airplanes, so it take about 3 hours once it's dropped. So they had to have the cowl and everything low as possible in them. So if you're a 6 foot tall person trying to drive one of these back in the day, it was a tight fit because the seats did not adjust. And you can see how they sit on the back of the soldiers. That is 100% right because they had to have everything low in them. Then, so basically, if you're a 6 foot tall guy, this is about what you'd be dealing with. That's where the steering wheel would be at. So, yeah, right down to the omnidirectional tires and the rims. They get those little buttons you can see around them. Those are accurate. What those are, this was a two-piece rim. If you anybody knows with a carriage bolt, they take the rim off and they go on the back side and take the nuts off them. And they could take the rim in half and change out the, fix the tube or whatever they had to. Yeah, this is a 41. This is a MB, so typically MBs have the shovel and an axe on them. Then the only thing it's not accurate, they made it look like it had a crate in it. They did that to make it fit the chassis, but it's all pretty close. Underneath the hood here would have been a Kaiser 4-cylinder motor. And right down to these slots in the radiator, that is right, because initially when they first released them, they didn't have them in there for reinforcements, and the radiator housings were blowing. The radiators were blowing up in them, so they put them in there to reinforce it. It's right down to the number of slats in the grill. You can kind of see that it has like a radiator in there. Headlights has in-aircraft lights. No winches. They didn't run winches on them. And if you notice, they have these handles right here. Get a handle here and a handle here. And if this thing got stuck, in most cases, they're usually with a bunch of soldiers, they could grab them by these handles, and one guy grabbed here, and they'd pick it up, and they'd move it over and set it down and go. That's why they had a weight limit. They had to weigh a certain amount because they had to carry them by plane. Plus, also, they wanted to be able to, if they got stuck, the soldiers could pick it up and get it out. Yep, 3 hours. It would take them 3 hours to do that, Gary. They drop them out. It was in a crate. They'd put the wheels on them, the tires and wheels on them, and install the steering wheel. And they were dropped with a full tank of fuel. Plus, this had fuel in it. So take them about 3 hours once it would hit the ground to assemble the Jeep and drive it away. But it was ready to go. Yeah. And this number here is right. Not necessary for this particular one, but in a real vehicle, this would have been the Jeep's VIN number in USA. When they first produced these, these were like a bluish gray. All this numbers were, and in the back corner, right over in here, right about where this is at, or slightly above, it said Willys on there. Well, the military did not want that. They said, well, we're your contractor, you're building Jeeps for us. We don't want them to say Willie on them, Willys. So they took the Willys off. So the very the very early 41s said Willys on them. Then later in production, they done away with the Willys. This has a port here, like for trailer lights. That's what that's for. But yep. Then all these buttons you see here, they had a canvas. They could put a little canvas cover, and they'd snap across here, would seal it up. Then they could put the cover up, and it would protect them a little bit from the weather. So, but typically, if you're 6 feet or taller, and you got put in one of these, it was a very uncomfortable ride. Yeah. Yeah, it is awesome. These soldiers, this is Bud, and this is Levon. My dad was in World War II. He drove one of these Jeeps. He used to follow General MacArthur around. And so he drove one of these, or he drove a deuce, they call them a deuce and a half, I think they call them. And he would follow MacArthur around. So in honor of my dad, his nickname was Bud, so that's Bud. And this is a friend of mine's dad who passed away, and his name was Levon. So this is Bud and Levon. I do have videos on my channel running this thing. So, yeah, I love history. This Jeep will never get changed or modified. The only thing I've done to it is maintenance stuff. It does pretty good. It's not a fast thing. It's pretty scale for the size, so it works well. I mean, right down to, look at here, you got this actually has, I got them put away, there's plugs for windshield wipers. They didn't have power windshield wipers on these. What they did is they would have a lever in here, and usually the rider would flip it, and it was the manual wipers. Then these little tabs that stick out, what they did, they could make each window so that it could open up individually for airflow, obviously, if they need to. Or otherwise, they could open up, they could shoot through them, through the windows, without shooting windows out. So that's the idea of these little tabs right here. So there's reason for everything. This is actually pretty close. I mean, right down to placement of the buttons, the hood latches, the wheel. If you notice, this aircraft light is the back end of it is almost lines up with the axle, and the wheels are slightly ahead. They're not tucked in. That's how they did that for the approach angles when they're running it. So this is right on the money as far as that. These tires, even on this Jeep, being scale, these things work awesome. This thing, I think pine needles, running it in pine needles, is the only thing that I had issues with. This actually runs a 2S LiPo, and I did change the speed control in it. That's the only thing I did other than that. And they'll run 6-7 miles on a battery charge. So it runs a long time. Oh, you lost a brother in Vietnam? Yeah, that's I have a friend of mine, he's on my Facebook. He was in Vietnam. And yeah, it wasn't a good place. And those guys never got the credit they deserved because they considered it a police action. No, it was a flipping war. People died in it. And, when they come home, they were treated as, no big deal. You just went over there. You were over there in your police action. But, it was terrible, terrible. Wars are terrible in general, so. Yeah. Yep, exactly. My friend told me stories. I'm going to relate one here, and maybe you may understand this. He was walking with his platoon down a road, and this little 6-year-old boy comes out screaming, crying with this oversized vest on, and he stopped, and the people's parents, his parents, were hiding behind trees, egging him on. Well, when he ripped that vest open, there's wires attached to it, and they were attached to grenade pins. And that little kid would go out there, they'd send their kids out, and they'd pull open the vest, they'd pull the pins on a grenade, and was either, if you're in that platoon, what do you do? Lose your platoon or have to shoot a baby. And they were called baby killers because of that. So it was terrible. All right, who did what? Bob, don't delete messages like that. That I saw it, and he wasn't attacking me or anybody else. He was just commenting. So, yeah, don't you didn't have to delete his message. Yeah, he was just stating about LBJ and Dick Nixon, and that's very very true. So he wasn't doing nothing wrong. I saw the comment and I just let it go. So he's just expressing his opinion, and that's all good. So, but so war does. Wars are not good, and Bob, you may not have been. I don't know how old you are, Bob, but I was young, but I can remember some of it. So. Yeah, it wasn't a good time for nobody, so. Yeah, so. Thanks to the 36 people coming in. You guys are awesome. And yeah. 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 My dad was in. Yeah. My dad was in World War II, and he was in MacArthur. Then when MacArthur got replaced, he went, was stationed. He was in the Battle of Leyte Gulf. If you look up history, you'll see what it is. That was a terrible thing. Then he went from there to finish out his muster, what do you call it, to Tahiti, and that's where he finished out his time before he was shipped home. So. Yeah, he was born in '72, and my dad got back in Vietnam. Yeah, I was born in '56, so I'm obviously a little bit older, but yeah, wars are a terrible thing. And back then, they didn't have the technology that we have here today to fight with. So, it's a terrible thing. That's why this Jeep here will always stay the way it is. Somebody said, "Are you gonna, change the axles and make it into a more of a modern-looking RC, trail truck or crawler?" And I said, "Nope. It's going to have skinny wheels and tires on it, just the way it got." And actually, I dulled out the finish on it. So, yeah, I have. This is the JJRC version right here. And I did change this one But this is, if you look at it, it's a little brother to it. This one has a working winch and all that. I did change out the tires. I have the original tires, but this has a canvas top and everything else. And even the dash is kind of detailed in this one. You can see right there. Got the shift levers in it and everything else. So, yeah, this is a JJ. This is an MB as well. You can tell MBs because they have the shovel and axe. So, yeah, this one you open up the hood though, and that's where the battery sits in this one. But, yep, this is a leaf spring truck too. This is accurate. See, it has leaf springs on it, front and rear. So. That truck you can get for like, I don't know, $70. It's not that expensive. Yeah, I wouldn't want to change anything on it. You know, the canvas top actually is functional. You see all these little grommets here? You can see the pins in the top and they lock right in. Yep. No, I wouldn't change nothing. It's going to stay this way. When I bought it, oh, you can get these from Amazon. Amazon sells them. It's Rock Hobbies. Rock Hobbies is a distributor, and it'll come when you order them. See that gray case right there? See that gray case? That's what it's shipped in, and it'll set right in there. If you like, if I took the soldiers out of it, I could put it in that gray case. But yeah, Gary, I'm going to give you a mod. Make you a moderator. You know. Yep. I'd make Brett one, but if Brett wants to be a mod, I'll make him blue. But I know in the past he never liked to be modded. So, but, yep. But that's what it comes. When I bought this one, it was kind of a deal. It was the basic, like I said, the Jeep. The way you see it is what you get. It comes with this radio right here. This is the radio for it. You have to supply your own battery, 2S LiPo. I did change out the ESC. I put a Hobby Wing programmable ESC in it because I think it works more scale with that ESC in it. And yeah. Yep, no problem, Gary. But yeah, it's pretty scale. I mean, you can see in there. You see all the gauges, the stickers, the buttons, the levers, everything there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty scale. It's almost on. You can get a military 37 millimeter gun to pull behind it, and they make a trailer that you can put on the back of it to pull behind it. So it comes with both. So yeah, you have to supply the soldiers. You can actually order the soldiers from. Well, you can't get these. These are really special, but they have a soldiers that are fairly inexpensive that you can get if you wanted to, that you could put in it. These are 12-inch action figures, so they fit right in there. It's a 6-scale Jeep. It's a big Jeep. So, yeah. And I modded you as well as here at home. Yeah. That's cool. I think a lot of women had a crush on that guy. Yeah, I'm waiting on my Ranger to get back home. I had to go pick it up actually when it's done, but then I'm gonna get some riding videos in. I'll be back to hitting the trails. So I've been really busy here in the house, at the house. We've been I'm getting a lot of work done. I got both my truck, car rushed, our new camper we bought. That is all cleaned up. I cleaned that up and did some other things to it. So, yep. Yep, right there's the Willys. And the gas can's held in place by this strap. It's got a spare. Here's a pintle hook, and it actually opens and closes. So, yep. Here's your numbers. All those numbers mean something. I have to look them all up, but I know this was the VIN number to the vehicle. And like I say, the slats, you got anti-aircraft lights here, lighting below, and you got this light here, so. Yep. Yeah, it's like, we go like this, I pull this up, I pull this off, and we stick this top, and go like that, stick the top in there, you all set. And you got these ropes, because right down to these ropes on the top is right. They didn't have buckles and straps on them. And what you do is you unroll the top. Like so, pull it around, like so. Then we open up the windshield. Then we go around and you hook these buttons up. It's like so, which go right down the line, hook the buttons up. Then we do in the back, you pull this top around. And you run these ropes. They would run these ropes, just run them through these loops, believe it or not. And you just pull them tight and tie it. Hold on here, I'll tie it up. I'll set you right there, you can see me tie it. Yeah, we go like that. And you just tie this top up. And you do the same thing on the other side. Just pull it and tie it through there. Get it tied and just tie her up. Just like that. And there's what it looks like with a top on it. Yep. There's the top on it. And actually, I did this. What they did in the past when they had these tops, they were solid backs. Well, they wanted to be able to see behind and shoot if they had to. So they would literally just take something and cut a square hole out so that they could look out the back end of it. They needed to. Yep. No, it's a pretty cool Jeep. Speed-wise, I don't know, maybe 14, 15 miles an hour. It's not fast, but it's scale. You know, you run this at 15 mile an hour, it'd be like you trying to go take your Jeep on a trail at 20 or 30 mile an hour. It just beats them to death. So, yeah. So that's what it looks like with a top on it. The only thing is, I noticed with the top also costs $20 extra over the price of the Jeep. So if you want a Jeep, you want a top, you got to buy the top extra. The windshield wipers, that's why they're not on there, because it's hard to put the top in this area with the wiper sticking out. So I got the wipers put away, but yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. These soldiers are actual World War II soldiers, so they're the right year. I had somebody, I was showing a view like this, and they said, "Well, that's not right because the military was integrated," and I had to explain that's a glove he's got on. He's a white American. I know the military wasn't integrated at that point yet, like they were, like just starting out. So, but yeah, they saw the dark can, they thought it was an African American or a black man. And I said, no, she's just got a glove on. So, yep. But yeah, there it is. You got pop up. You can get I think it's a 37 millimeter anti-tank gun you can get for it, and they make a trailer for it as well. I never bought either one. I was going to get the gun, and at the time, I just for some reason I just never ordered it. So, yeah. With a hard top. Well, that was probably they didn't run hard tops on them in the military. That was probably something somebody done, and it might have been a CJ as well, because after the Willys stopped being used, they went to the CJs, the Jeeps. So this actually wasn't a Jeep. This was a Willys. They went from these to the CJ series, and that's what they finished out the war in. Was the actual Jeep brand. So, yep. I studied up on this thing before I bought it because that's what my dad used to drive around. So, yep. Yeah, these are pretty cool. There's a guy, I can't remember his YouTube channel. He gets out with a group of guys that have these, and they run them in Moab and all that. So, yep. There it is. Oh, well, guys, I reckon I've been on here 44, almost 45 minutes. I'm starting to run out of things to talk about. So, I think I'm back on here. If you're new to the channel, if you will, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Ring that bell and click all as well. It'd be awesome. It helps me out. Helps YouTube know where to go with my channel as far as how to promote it, how to put it out there, and everything else. So I appreciate everybody coming in. And thanks, Bob's RC, and everybody else for coming in. I had a really nice chat today. I like talking history. I like talking military history and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. My grandpa was in World War One. I was named after him, and so yeah, I kind of like the military stuff. I was never in myself, but you think about back as you're older that it might have been cool to do, but I never did. So yeah, yeah, I got an FJ Cruiser right here. There's a 7th scale. That's a 7th scale. That's a got a full interior and everything else. Yeah, Gary, thank you. And if Gary, if it was you that Bob timed out, he probably didn't understand your comment. And I don't do drama in here, and it was probably just an oversight and accident. So don't worry about it. That's why I made you a blue like a Smurf. So thanks for coming in, everybody. I appreciate you one and all for hanging out with me this morning. And if people like this type of comments and everything in the future, if you will, could you please stop over and leave me a comment in the chat and say, yep, and leave me a comment in the chat, and we'll discuss other things, trucks, military, or whatever. So, and thanks to everybody coming in. Thanks, Brett, everybody else. We got 30 watching, 7 thumbs up. Really appreciate everybody coming in. You guys are awesome as always. And this is Trail Rider 570. Say goodbye and God bless. And I'll catch you all next time. You all have a great rest of your day. Thank Brett, Gary. Let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody. Here at home, if you come in again, you're going to be blue. I made you a moderator as well. Gary, Lucas, and everybody else. So thanks for coming in, you guys. You're awesome. And have a great rest of your day, and God bless. And I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye for now.